So, dear Waldemar, how are things going over there? I've seen you're quite active on many different projects, and there is one project that made me curious. It's Quarina.
Oh yeah, this is also with a female
Mhm.
singer, but even more important to say, it's she's also drummer. She's from Los Angeles, and we knew each other already for actually for a very long time. And I mixed once a song for her previous band, Rusty Eyes,
Mhm.
and I also played like a guest musician solo, and so we know each other for many years, and yeah, we tried something, and we're moving forwards, but it's not easy, to be honest.
Okay.
When you always started something new, I say it that way. When you look at the posters from all the big festivals, if this is Graspop, if Wacken, all the big festivals, sometimes you have a feeling, at least I have the feeling, this is like a remade poster from the 80s or from the 90s. Like all the headliners, they are bands from the 80s. And it is very, very hard to have a start with a new band, also with a new sound that you not copy anything.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, this is sometimes really pain in the ass because you have to start from the beginning, and there are many people. They are when they hear like a name they know, they straight listen to it. But when they don't know anything about this, they just don't care. I have the feeling it doesn't matter. You can make the best record, but when you when you don't have the attention, especially at this time that everything goes through social media, and like uh, my opinion is sometimes that you have to spend up to date more time on the social medias and all this promoting thing than of making music.
Yeah.
And I'm in the first place musician, and to start a new band, you can't offer to hire 2 or 3 people they doing this because the regular have to do it every day to make it right. And this is just not really possible when you don't have the money support for it. And yeah, this is kind of like a cycle that that is not easy, but yeah, you have to always try it. You have to always do your best because you never know. Maybe tomorrow something could happen. Maybe just next month. So just move on. And we did one video, two like a kind of lyric videos that I think also they work very, very nice. And it's very original music. Sometimes I also think that when you will put Gus's voice on that songs, they will just basically sound like Grip. And Juliet has a very different voice. It's a little bit more punkish, not this typical female voice. And as I say, the most interesting part is also she's a drummer. She's playing drums on the songs. She will not play drums of every songs because there are also songs they kind of bit more complicated. To be honest, like more style like Grip Inc. And in this point, we will for sure have another drummer. So far, Jan from what is the name? Yeah, whatever. We for sure will have a external drummer to play the songs in the studio and live. So Juliet will only be concentrated more on singing and on these songs that she's really good at this. Which I don't want to say she is not good, but there are stages. The people are just better.
While on the production side, are you working on something right now?
I just finished a production with a German band.
Mhm.
They call Crossplane. They kind of not big band, but they very popular here. Um, they're already playing like in this small and middle-sized festivals, headlining or co-headlining. So they have quite good supporters, and I just that was the third album that I worked with them, and we just had a few days ago the listening session to this album because the mastering and everything is done, and this record will be out next year on 14th of February, and right now, as you know, it's Christmas time, so I'm taking it more easy, and next year will start again. Just everything that I want. I wish, really, to be honest, to keep going or start to keep going again with grouping, with Dave.
Yeah.
But Dave is just since years too busy. He's doing so many different things, and it's hard to get him to do something. But well, then I just have to try it harder because. Yeah, that is my always was my love. You request also for Despair, and but Grip Inc. was like a kind of the next stage after Despair. I actually a few years ago even started to do Despair, but the idea was not to reunion, and I really don't like reunions because I don't know. Sometimes is on this all reunion things. Mostly there's one or two people, and after 1 year they split again because mostly there was a reason why they didn't work more together. With Grip, it's a different point. We just couldn't go more because our singer Gus is no more alive, and that's the main point of Gripping, that it's almost impossible to find someone. I'm not even want to talk like about this is a replace, because you can't replace Gus, but someone that will give kind of similar atmosphere into the music from the voice, but also from the live performance. Gus was very, very unique. He had this punk, but also this kind of roughness that many times in punk you don't have, because many times in punk rock people are not good singers, and the combination of Gus, this roughness, this punk, and this power on stage fit so well to the playing of Dave and to my guitar playing. So this is the most difficult part. But just come back to Despair. A few years ago, I had the idea, because there's always people who are asking me about Despair times, even when this is already so long time ago. But I didn't felt like to do anything, and many times when people coming and they playing something and we're listening maybe to like old Despair, I always say like, God, I will never do it this way again, how I did it that time. And one day I said to myself, let's do Despair how you will do it today. And the songs that we redone, they sound more like Grip than like Despair. They sound awesome. And the singer is Mark Greve, who used to be the singer of Morgoth. Drummer is Maka, my drummer that always used to play for Despair, but he was also the drummer for Creator and Sodom. And the bass player is just my nephew, who is the young version of me, to be honest. I like him very much. He's a very talented musician, and he's a very calm person, and it's just great. And maybe like next year I put more power into it, because we recorded already. They are done. 5 songs are completely done, including mixing and mastering. So there's 3 more. They are already almost done, but we still have to work on them.
Talking about the past, since everyone who knows me know that you are the producer of my dreams. You are my favorite producer ever.
Really? Are you taking drugs?
Yeah, sometimes. Not now. Not now. I've grown up with your music since I'm 47 years old. The 90s were so important for me, and the music you produced is very important for me. Which are your fondest memories of working at Woodhouse Studios and working with Century Media back in the 90s?
Well, the point is that it's like what most of the people think. I didn't work only for Century Media, and I didn't work only in the Woodhouse studio.
Yeah.
I It is not my studio. The point is that that studio is not far away from my place, and especially in the 90s when everything started with Grip Inc. 93. I was so many times away from home. So I preferred, when I do a production, to do it somewhere that is not far away, that after the studio I can go back home, because otherwise I would never be at home. My band from Los Angeles, so that was the place that we always rehearsed and recorded and everything else. So I made a decision that is the best, to find a studio with a great quality, but a place that is not far away, so I can always be home, because I'm very familiar person. I love my family and I love my friends, and sometimes when you're for 2 or 3 months away, basically you suffer to don't see your family and don't see your friends. So.
Yeah.
That was one of the main thing for me, why Woodhouse, but also, to be honest, many bands and many companies want me to work there because they like the sound. So this mixture together between the studio, also Dennis Kühne, who worked with me on productions, and also Ziggy Bem, who was the owner of the studio. It was a good team. We've been friends and we worked very, very good together. So like this whole package was just a very emotional and productive package, So I didn't had the need to make productions in just say in Los Angeles or something. Even there, the studio were very, very expensive. Once, remember, we went with Grip Inc. To try some studios to make some checks, and they were just too expensive. And to just say it this way, for example, Lacuna Coil, I recorded 2 or 3 records also in Italy. So that was not only the Woodhouse studio that I worked with. Or Tristania, I recorded also in Norway.
Yeah.
So I was working also in other studios, but my priority was mostly Woodhouse studio.
Next year, the Gathering will be celebrating the 30th anniversary of Mandy Lion. How do you remember the production for such a masterpiece?
I remember there were very, very young people. And of course, the most outstanding thing that's still in my mind is always the amazing voice of Anneke.
Yeah.
The sound was also kind of unique, was not like at this time. Say it that way. When I did the Gathering, this whole music metal scene was not about bands with female singing. I remember when this record was done, many other managements and record companies started to ask me, do you think that will be something? And then after the Gathering, this whole madness started. All the bands with female vocals start to, every month you had a new band, and it kind of became, like almost like obsession with this female singer. Just to say it that way, it was sometimes very weird. I started, of course, with my band Despair, and already the first record and every record that we did, I was the producer of the album. And then Robert from Century Media, he asked me if I would maybe like to produce another band. So my first band without my own just external band was Unleashed. and already the first record became very, very successful. So I did the second one, and then I did Samael, and from that point, everybody started to call me the death metal producer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then Tiamat came, I think, like '93, and that was started with this gothic style and with Moonspell. Then everybody started to call me, yeah, Waldemar. He's the gothic metal producer. And then when all the female voice orientated bands came on the market, and I did, the Gathering and Lacuna Coil, and worked also with some others. Then everybody started to call me, yeah, Waldemar, he's that one who is work always with female voice. It's not true, because I did so many things. It was just periods that maybe all these bands from 90 to 93, there was death metal bands that want to record with me. Then another bands came. Then there was a period then only this. When you compare this to my own music, Grip Inc.,
Yeah.
it's totally different style. You can nothing compare to my own music, but I'm a music lover. I understand and love music, and I love to work also with different styles, because because the main point was, and I said it to many people, you might laugh because it's funny. Music has no borders, and I loved, especially in Europe, to work with all the different nationalities, with Italians, with Finnish guys, with English guys, with Spanish guys, with Portuguese guys, with Polish guys, with whoever. I love this. My own band, Grip Inc., singer was from England. Dave Lombardo was American, but original came from Cuba. Our bass player, first was Jason, he was from the States, but our second bass player, Stuart, he was from Canada, and I was from Germany. So we was four different nationalities in one band, and we communicate through music, but also we've been all friends together. Really, that worked very well. And now is what I want to say. What I loved about Europe is, I always say this word, that Finnish guys are known to not really talk too much. They're more silent people. And Italian guys, they can't stop talking.
Yeah.
They talk and talk and talk. And I remember once when I was in studio in Italy, sometimes I have to give them 10 minutes until they get quiet and then ask, what are you talking about? Can you please explain me and this stuff? So I said always what the Finnish are speaking in 24 hours of a day. This is how much Italians are quiet on a day.
That's true.
I don't mean it stupid. I mean it fun, because you know it. Yeah, vaffanculo, non-stop. I remember also watching many times with Lacuna Coil football. And sometimes they were talking non-stop.
Yeah.
I love this, it for sure. But it's, that every nation has something different, and you have to just understand it, and this is what I love mostly, this variety between different nationalities, different kinds of music. And that's why I never did only one style and only this, and this is my recipe, and this is how I'm gonna do also the next production. That is the point. Always learn and always try new things. This is what I love mostly.
Yeah, also because back in the days, that is true that you worked with death metal bands and so on, but death metal bands that were doing something different, experimental, like Wild Honey for Tiamat, Passage for Samael, Irreligious for Moonspell. They were trying different ways.
Yeah, and I was the producer, so that was a good combination of work together with this.
Yeah.
Also Lacuna Coil, they changed from the beginning to Comalize. They changed also a lot on the style. They sounded on the beginning totally different how they sounded with my last record I did with them. And the good thing is we all still friends. I have no fight with any of these bands. And I understand when when a band worked with me for 10 years that they want to try something different, and the bands became always more and more popular. And if more popular you are, then more people from outside coming to you and trying to tell you that they can do things better, and names, big names coming to you, and yeah, I have understanding that people are trying to do something new. If that worked, not always it did work, but this is a process you have to go through,
Which final message and greeting would you send to your Italian fans?
Wow, as I with the productions with Lacuna Coil, I start to love, of course, always the food. But this is you don't need to be a producer of a band to like Italian food. I like also many. I'm a very good cook. But I have to say also Marco from Lacuna Coil and Christina, they've been also at my place and were cooking. They can cook very, very well. So of course I like Italian food, but I also always liked the emotion, because the Italian people live different emotions than, like, for example, like people from Finland or people from Portugal or people from Germany. As I say, each nation has something special, something different. But I always like this craziness, and even when sometimes, like, it was moment that it was too much. Like, please. Stop talking. Let's just do the music and not only talk about this. But this is something that I always loved. I really loved the nature. I loved the people, and I really miss all these times. And every time I have a chance to work with somebody in Italy, yes, I'm on it. I love it. And I want to say to everyone, thank you always for support, because also always with Grip, we've been very, very welcome in Italy. And I always liked to be there and perform, but also work with the people, because, I see many people as very, very good friends.